It's been a whole season of who's who, of revealing imposters, finding out just who was hiding as your favorite Danganronpa and non-Danganronpa characters here. In tag team action in the Danganronpa Hunger Games, identities have been mistaken, but they've all been found out. And so in a special instance, it's more than just 12 teams here in the finale. What could have been a chaotic mixture of who knows who from anywhere. You've sussed them all out, you voted, and no longer do we have to question who is who, whose identity lies beyond these portraits. Instead, it's more of a who will be champion. That's the only identity that still needs to be revealed for the end of this season, and that is the one question that still needs to be answered in the Danganronpa Hunger Games Tag Team Finale. Team Makoto. Anything for her. The Non-Aggression Pact. Stronger Together. Little Demons. Sin Cara. Wattpad. School of Rock. Disappearing Act. All Grown Up, the Tag Team Champions. Fighting Females. Reading Rainbow. Ice Cream Scoop. GameStop. The Racket of Psalm. The Divine Blades. And the Supreme Overlords of Ice. Beyond the veil, whose identity will be champion tonight? Good day, good peeps, another fine day in the year of the vibrant Toonlink Dave, Bravo Dave, Anomaly, Nomakar Sweetum is the man who is ready tonight for the finale and tag team action of season, in season 18 that's been filled with imposters left and right, but you all have solved all of them in tag team action, not so much in singles action, but that is a next week us problem. This week us sees the titles on the line. One more time, good day, good people. Season 18 is about to come to a close. We've had it with y'all came up close, but you were able to solve everyone here in tag team action. With that, we now have a bunch of teams that were voted in based on your reveals. We'll go through everyone who is here one more time, right here, right now. Starting off with Team Makoto and Makoto holding out for Makoto. Anything for her, we have Izio and Desihiko representing their gang today. Non-Aggression Pact, Daisaku and Chloe representing Mishima, I believe, here as well. Stronger Together have held those titles this season already. Mondo and Soul look to do it again for Chihiro in the finale. Little Demons have Monica and Paimon for Klee in their team. Sin Cara, Fat Togami, and Gin holding out tough for their team as well. Wattpad, they have also held those titles this season. Toko and Yuri look to do it for Mew. School of Rock, Hajime and Reiko doing it for Leon. Leon, who actually held the singles title earlier this season. There's a world where Leon could walk out of this as champion now and could walk out as the finale next week as champion as well. Could walk out as a double champion. Something that has happened walking into the finales with one of our OCs. Disappearing Act, Himiko and Lenny doing it for Usami. All Grown Up are tag team champions for Mizuki Extra Large, Crazy Uncle Extra Large, and Joe Mama Hendry. Do it here tonight. Fighting Females voted in by you all, Kotoko and Mizuki doing it for Tenka. And as we switch over, we have Reading Rainbow, Hero, and Yuma doing it for Hutao. You take a look, it's in a book, Butterfly in the Sky and all that shenanigans. Reading Rainbow is here. Ice Cream Scoop has Veruca and Neo doing it for their team. As we tiptoe over, we also see GameStop. We have Chiaki and Gaming representing their team today as they held the titles I don't know. Unsure. They're doing it for Silver Wolf. Anywho, Racket of Psalm for Panat. We have Ryoma and Marin Divine Blades. For Kazuha, we have the champion Munakata and Cassius Bright. And last but not least, the Supreme Overlords of Ice, Gundam and Capitano. They are actually, I believe, the only actual team of 2 in this episode. Everyone else is playing for somebody else. The Supreme Overlords of Ice, rather, saying, we got this ourselves. Let's hit it. Let's get it. It is the tag team finale. Are you ready? If you're not, you better get ready. Finale season is almost over. I guess finale March, you could kind of call it, is almost over as we go through the next week with our last finale, and the next week will be the end of March. So yeah, it was a full like finale March. Very nice, very cool, very evil. Make your picks first, second, third. I will make mine as well. I guess the World Pancake Championship match is also coming up. During the move, the actual page that had the full list of World Pancake Championship entries got torn off of my blue pad. So I've been searching dramatically for it. Taylor couldn't find it himself during one of the OC finales, I believe. I had to write it down on a separate sheet of paper. I did find it. It is torn in 2, but it does have all of the list of the people, so I just need to add the people that Taylor had and put it on that list. Anywho, I digress. Let's talk about who I think is going to win this thing. I think Non-Aggression Pack, they've been sleeping really ever since they won early this season, but had a strong victory to do it. I think they're taking the championships today. For second, I'm going to take School of Rock. I think Leon's going to set up some nice, potentially. I think he might set up something nice, or rather his teammates are going to set him up to do something nice. Give me Leon for second. And for third, I'm going to take GameStop, a team that you guys voted in. I'm going to take GameStop. Give me GameStop. That's my pick. Those are my picks. Are you ready? Is the $1 million question. Because if you are, that means that it's time to do our thing. And you know how we do our thing? We gotta click that button, it'll play that music, and then we'll have something that will take us to a number, and then we'll start the episode, and then I'll do some crazy things, and then we'll end the episode, and now I'm gonna get a piece of pie from the kitchen, and it's gonna be delicious. So let me hit this button real quick so I can get my pie once we finish this episode. Which one is it? It's the not that one. It's this one. It's the number button. Let's get our number, baby. Ooh, Sludgy. Okay. Sludgy, a little too excited there, aren't you? A little too excited. If y'all don't know, this is my delightful sledgehammer. It is what I use just in case, you know, I need to handle some business. But we love Sludgy out here. Sludgy, you got any numbers on you? You have a serial number. So I saw the last digit of the serial number. So to make it more surprising to me, let's do the I guess the next to last one, and we'll see. Oh. Okay, well, Sludgy's serial number ends in, I don't know if you can even see the N there, ends in 19. In fact, if I went back one more, it says 019. I don't know if that means that I should say what I've done and we recently just one time, which is troubling, or we do, you know what, we'll stay true to our word. I apologize for everyone in this game because you know what happens when we roll a 1. Things get a little bit quirky. So without further ado, by the hand of Sludgy, we resimulate just one time. The titles are on the line. The season is on the line. Who walks out with a new identity as champion of the Danganronpa Hunger Games Tag Team Division? Let's find out as we proceed. And as we start, the tributes, they're on the podiums. The horns, they are sounding. And I'm going to tell the horn bears to do their thing. Sound the horns. Thank you, horn bears. Thank you very much. We will go on though. As Gin runs away from the cornucopia, Makoto is the elusive option 11. Ryoma grabs a chainsaw, Monica runs away from the cornucopia. Marin was forced to come out of the deepest bits of the underworld for this, and she is not happy. Gundam finds a model cornucopia in the cornucopia. Desiku runs away from the cornucopia. Crazy Yoko Extra Large, Fat Togami and Chiaki start fighting, but Fat Togami runs away as Chiaki and XL kill Chiaki. Huh. Well, Chiaki's gone. In fact, GameStop, I believe, is gone. As I'm looking down, this is definitely a one game, huh? Capitano grabs a jar of fishing bait while Daisaku, not Desahiko, grabs the fishing gear. Ruka runs away from the cornucopia. Toko and Yuri, both members of Wattpad, said, "We gonna do it from you," and they don't just super kick Neo. They don't just super kick gaming, baby. They don't just super kick Kotoko. They don't just super kick Nijima. They don't just super kick Lenny. They don't just super kick the champion Munakata. They don't just super kick Reiko. They don't just super kick Chloe. They invite them all to a super kick party, super kicking sweet chin music on every single one of them. After while they do that, they kick their heads clean off, which means we have just lost a chunk of people immediately. Mondo runs away from the cornucopia. Paimon finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Cassius finds a canteen full of water. So finds a torn photo of Himiko with the word daddy scribbled on the back. I have questions. Izioi and Hajime run away from the cornucopia. Joe Mama Hendry brought a tray of freshly baked cookies. Hiro doesn't get any though. Mizuki picks up adrenaline deposited immediately into her soul. And Yuma finds a canteen full of water as we proceed to day 1. Capitano gets so absorbed in chasing a butterfly that he follows it right off of a cliff. He's like, I will get that butterfly. Perhaps if I catch it, it'll cause a butterfly effect. Perhaps it'll change not just the future, but also the past. Perhaps it will, oops, Sludgy has fallen off of a chair. Perhaps it will change the fate of Conria. And then as he looks down, he's like, oh, I'm falling off of a cliff like one of those old school cartoons. He's like, yeah, Hiro and Yuri have a picnic on a cliff. Surprisingly, nothing goes wrong. Mizuki is exposed to Marin's sensitivity aura and causes her to become more emotional. Cassius kills Hajime, then revives him as an undead minion. Toko gets off to a rocky start with her new professor, Gin. Ruka exclaims, not the Naegis for no reason in particular. Joe Mama Hendry eats cheese puffs. Makoto starts writing a novel. Will he ever finish it? Yuma seems to be alive, but it's a lie! Yikes. Gundam questions So's sanity. Fatsugami is not getting rid of his cat boy / girl / person allegations. Yeah, I guess not. Crazy Yoko Extra Large feigns death, tricking Himiko into ignoring her. Desiko, it's odd that we see the feigning death working some of these times, I'll tell you what. Desiko uses the seesaw effect to kill Monica. Izioi ambushes Daisaku and kills him. Mondo says something wrong and Paimon calls him a foolish fool. And Ryoma finds my boxing gloves rather. His hands are now rated E for everyone. That's dangerous because he's got quick hands. We lost 13 people off rip, off the bat. To kick this off, it is a strong saddest of all moments for Chiaki, Neo, Gaming, Kotoko, Nijima, Lenny, Munakata, Reiko, Chloe, Capitano, Yuma, Monica, Daisaku. That's a ton of people. The champs are still completely in, but that is a strong. In fact, did I pick Non-Aggression Pact and GameStop as 2 of my picks? I don't look too good, do it. That don't look too good at all. And School of Rock was my 3rd, and they're just down to Hajime. Maybe I am a jinx. I might be. I may just be a jinx. We will continue though. How many people are left? We have 21, 9 plus 10. Remember, top 6 teams. We'll go on to that premiere, but for right now, we gotta see who goes on to become champion. And to get there, we gotta get one step closer as we proceed. And unable to get a fire going, Crazy Yoko Extra Large, Hajime, and Toko are forced to huddle together for warmth. Mizuki grabs Kokichi by the throat. I could see that happening. Desiko, Ruka, Gundam, and Ryoma find a big red button. They watch this horror as Desuhiku presses that button. You've doomed us all! They say expecting something bad to happen. I can speak. Nothing happens, leaving Desico disappointed and everyone else glad that nothing has happened. Gin, yes, queen. Himiko, Izuyoi, Marin, enter a scrum debate with Yuri, Cassius, and Fatogami. They argue for who the best DDLC girl is. Doki Doki Literature Club. Yuri, I think, is probably biased. But look, I don't think I have a preference to any of them truly. However, Sayuri's kind of had like a career resurgence in the AWE, so I feel like I gotta go for the girl there. I gotta give her her due. Jomama Hindre, Paimon and Hiro spend all night making a treehouse together. The end product isn't very good, but the important thing is that they work on it together, right? So says to Mondo and Makoto, I have to go now, my planet needs me, and then flies away, so died on the way back to his home planet. Probably too weak to handle the constant pressures of space. That being said, day 2 begins as Hiro, Paimon, Mizuki, and Marin play cards. Hajime's unknown sponsor is Raid Shadow Legends. Ryoma is ready for the year of the Jomama Hindre. Izuyoi, Cassius, and the Crazy Okocho Large can discriminate with Fatsugami, Makoto, or Ruka. They are for who's gonna stop making typos first, Pi or AV? Well, I don't know, man. I feel like I was on such a good run. All the AVs were on like a good run of not making a bunch of typos, and all of a sudden, Sunday AV decided to just go through here and say umbunky or whatever he did, which is crazy. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Himiko is trying to overthrow AV. Himiko fails miserably and is murdered by frantic AV as a result. Oops, I did it again. I got a little frantic and somebody died. Oh, baby, baby. Toko repeatedly stabs Gundam to death with sighs. She also went a little frantic and somebody died. Oh, baby, baby. Yuri tells Gin that he is not a clown but the entire circus. Desico plays is getting sick of playing nice and turns heel, and Mondo falls into a frozen lake and drowns. That brings us another 4 down. And it brings us to another. As 17 remain, status of all moments, 4. So, Himiko, Gundam, Mondo. See everybody's status as we are not down to your final 6 teams. We do have a fair few teams completely out. Non-aggression pact, Stronger Together, Disappearing Act, GameStop, and the Supreme Overlords of Ice are all completely out. 17 teams remain, and we do have a couple teams that are completely in. I'm talking about Anything for Her, Sankara, Wattpad, All Grown Up, and Racket of Psalm. So not too many teams completely in, but you know what? We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. And to do that, we got 7 more interior saving grace picks. So let's see who will be in that league of saving grace picks for you. Let's proceed and find out. It is Night 2. After repeatedly losing to Paimon and chess, Fatsugami tosses the game board into the campfire. Ruka sings a romantic song to Mizuki. How sweet. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's a love song. That's amore. Some things are just naturally angry. Creepers, zombies, and Cassius? I don't think Cassius is ever really... Well, Cassius can get angry, but he's never, you know, he's usually pretty calm, you know what I mean? He sees the true nature of all things. Hajime somehow steals every item in Toko's camp without being noticed. Ryoma, Yuri, and Izuyoi play a game Monopoly. Ryoma loses all of his properties and flips the game board over. Marin spends the night setting traps to keep Crazy Culture large and Gin out of her camp. Jomama Hindre finds a wish ring and wishes that Makoto's neck snaps. Goodness gracious, I thought it would be somebody else's name. Elsewhere in the arena, Makoto's neck suddenly snaps and he does perish. Desico challenges AV in Battleship, and of course I'm gonna sink his Battleship, cause you know what it is. Ain't nobody sinking my Battleship. I'm about to go from the US Aviator to the US Battleship, man. You get what I'm saying. I'm the greatest. Desico, get out of here with that. Hero falls into a pit and he dies. Rest in peace to him. We are now at day 3. It's Cassius. It's completely pale. Ryoma washed ashore, unmoving, revives with a CPR, and doesn't, you know, does stop when he's revived, as opposed to a lot of other people who don't. Joe Mama Hendry overpowers Jessico, killing him. Izuyoi, that's our boy. Thumbs up to him. Marin holds Fatsugami's head underwater, but Fatsugami grabs her arm and pulls her into the lake with him. Unable to kill one another, they simply swim away. Crazy Hulk Extra Large, Yuri, and Gin hold an intervention from a pancake addiction. I didn't even show up. Well, yeah, actually, all three of these competitors have a little bit of a crazy side. Gin, I suppose, the least of them. Ruka and Toko pull their money together to hire Hajime, an assassin, to kill Paimon. But Paimon, she's got her emergency fund, baby, and she pays Hajime to kill them instead. Those two are gone. Mizuki wants to nickname similar to sharpshooting steel-minded big sister Sarah, here to save you, but she wasn't out here to save these five. And with it, what were we at? 17? We're down to 12? Okay, great. I think that sounds right. I think I remember how many people were left, but I also remember it's a Claire de Lune 4. Makoto, Hiro, Desayuko, Ruruka, Toko. And thus, we are still not at your final 10 yet, but we may be close to your final 6 teams, because I think there's a couple teams still alive. We have 1 team in Divine Blades, 2 teams for Rakusan, they're completely in, 3 teams for Fighting Females, 4 teams for All Grown Up, they're completely in, 5 teams for School of Rock, 6 for Wattpad, 7 for Sin Cara, they're completely in, 8 for Little Demons, and 9 for Anything for Her. So, the next 3 teams that get out completely are not in the premiere. That's just the way it is. That's just how it rolls. That's the way we roll. Who will those teams be? Raggy. There's a real world where it's none of the teams that you guys voted in. Actually, that world does exist if the next, like, 4 people that are out are down here and then we lose a couple more people. I don't know. But we will proceed and we will see. The Joe Mama Hendry and Marin are trapped in a box for the night and decide to use their imagination to liven things up. Hajime, Ryoma, Yuri, Crazy Hulk Extra Large, Izuyoi, and Paimon enter a scrum debate with each other. They argue for which of them will make it the farthest in this game. I think it might be, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'd have to double check, but didn't like All Grown Up win the last 2 tag team matches in a row, one of them being the tag team last stand? If they win this 3rd one in a row, that's actually kind of crazy. they might be goated if they're able to do that. We'll see if they are able to do that. Fatsugami's allergies keep him up all night. Cassius loads his shotgun with the physical form of murderous intent, and every day, Gin imagines a future where he could be with Mizuki. I don't think Mizuki is the person that he's imagining that one with, but I think they have a similar hair color. We will proceed, though, as the feast begins. And the champions both die. I may have jinxed them. The cornucopia usually put us with food, weapons, and remorse from the tribute's families. Fatsugami throws a knife into Crazy Oko's head. Ryoma breaks Yuri's neck. Paimon kills Izuyoi with his own weapon. Hajime discovers all the lore on Slugma Face. His life is now complete, good for him. Gin sauce out of explosive killing Joe Mama Hendry. And Cassius of Mizuki still alive, the champion. Well, both of these are Chaos reigning, but Chaos is not going to reign for either of those 2 people. It's a championship match, and more importantly, it's a new... Oh, I don't have I don't know where the siren is. That's what still needs to be on the shelf here. It is a new champ alert. We will proceed again. It is day 4. Oh my gosh. Marin and Gin are sitting in a tree. K-I-L-L-I-N-G. Mizuki. Yeah, see, I told you. Man, I told you. Gin won't about that. He was like, oh, wrong blue-haired girl. Hajime dyes their gold if Ryoma's the Age of Chaos, which he's not, and we continue. Rating Pistol rates Paimon 92 points. That Rating Pistol acknowledges your traveling chief, and she gonna win this whole thing, baby. Fatsugami wants Avi to give Donuts a chance. We are down another 6. That brings us down to your final 6, but it's not your final 6 teams, I don't think. It is, however, a terrible turnabout. Or saddest of all moments, rather, for Crazy Hyoko, Extra Large, Yuri, Izuyoi, Joe Mama Hendry, Cassius, Mizuki. So it was the next 3 teams that were completely out, which I think actually holds your championship team. That is what? All Grown Up, Wattpad, Anything for Her, and All Grown Up. That makes those 3 the 3 teams that don't make it. Cassie is held on by a thread for Munakata. They will go to the premiere, and so will Mizuki for the Fighting Females, which means we should, as you see everybody's statuses, not have that many teams left, right? 1, 2, I was gonna say it means we should have 4 teams left, but in my brain that didn't check out, so I had to come back and check. We have 2 teams that are still completely in. In the final 4, when we get down to your saving grace picks, that's tough stuff. And let's talk about them. Sin Cara and the Racket of Psalm. Sin Cara, hey, I think they got a chance. Clearly they got a chance. They have a good chance, but they are up against Racket of Psalm. Not the 2 members of Racket of Psalm that you would expect to be going crazy in tag team action, but if it looks like a Racket of Psalm and it fights like a Racket of Psalm, it's going to win some tag team championships potentially. Will they do it here tonight? School of Rock, as I said earlier, that was one of my original picks. I feel like I can't stray from them for my saving grace picks though. And lastly, Little Demons. She's got the ones up. Will Paimon win for Klee and for Monica? And let's remember, a win for Klee, that's a win for Alice, baby. I have to change my pick for first. I would like to re-establish what my pick for first is. I know I picked School of Rock early on. I realized who is in Little Demons, and I realized whose mother is in Little Demons. I will have to pick Little Demons for first. Yeah. For second, I'm gonna take School of Rock. Clearly give me Hajime. And for third, I'm gonna take Racket of Psalm. Once again, if it looks like a Racket of Psalm and it fights like a Racket of Psalm, it's gonna win tag team championships like a Racket of Psalm. Which means Sin Cara is probably gonna win because I'm a jinx, and that's just how this story goes. But it is technically your final 6 people, so it is still this technically. Even though it's just 4 teams, it is 6 competitors, and they want one thing: the tag team championships. Sin Cara, Fat Togami, and Gin. Little Demons with Paimon. School of Rock with Hajime. A Racket of Psalm with Ryoma and Marin. 4 teams, 6 competitors, 2 teams completely in, 1 goal, and that is the tag team championships, and they fight with the same heartbeat, the same pulse, and perhaps even the same fate as that of a samurai woman. Are you prepared? You thought I was gonna say ready. You were wrong, but I will say it's time to end this thing. 4 teams, 6 competitors, and 1 goal. It is Fat Togami adopts Marin as his child. Okay. Gin dyes his hair blue, and Ryoma silently snaps Hajime's neck. Well, to all who said, that's why I said that's not my pick for first no more. And Paimon decides to position change American football to Yeet-ball. That's why we throw the ones up for her. That's why she's the girly, you know what I mean? We proceed one more time, and it is day 5. Gin sets some ice cream shack, rather. Marin comes and buys some. It was delicious. Fat Togami confides in Ryoma, and Paimon's the last girly standing as she gets a hold of the soundboard and plays the bike theme. And I guess we'll play... Oh my gosh! I guess we'll play something a little different, shouldn't we? Hank, you want to get over here? We got your restaurant back, buddy. Are you excited? I need to go get your scarf. It's in a different bag that I've not actually completely undone. Hey, Hank, I heard that you got a good restaurant out here. They call it Hank's, right? Yeah, okay, all right, Hank, well, let's get it. Let's get him, boy, let's get it. Hey, they all go into Hank's real quick, and as they go to Hank's, Gin cooks a 5-star meal. Fat Togami and Paimon are having a brawl as Fat Togami is getting ready for a kick. Paimon ducks it, making Fat Togami accidentally kick Ryoma into a vat of soup. Hank, are you still gonna sell that? I may, if it tastes like a soup and it's good like a soup, it's a soup. I get you, Dave. Damn me, my boy. Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, you'd love to see it. Marin burned the salad she was trying to make. How? How you burn a salad, Hank? You don't know either? I understand. All right, Hank, it's good. Thank you, Hank, for being the special guest. I will see you next time. I'll see you around. Hey, you stay frosty out there, boy. Actually, don't stay frosty. You are a plant. Don't be frosty out here. You stay at standard temperatures. It's it's the Sasha moments for Hajime Ryoma, which means we are now down to 4 and 3 teams. Sin Cara completely in. Paimon for the little demons, and Racket of Psalm still has Marin. Who will walk out on top? I don't know, but now that we're in your final 4, 3 teams, 4 competitors, they're all coming. We like to call a golden crisis in championship action, a golden crisis of fate. Are you prepared? Let's do it. Let's go. It's your final 4, and we see that Togami tries to do turducken, but it's too much for him, and he dies from stomach pains, and that means it's officially a 1v1v1. Nobody has an advantage between these 3 teams. Throughout the entire night, Marin tells Paimon to use a bunch of useless fun facts. They're probably cool facts, actually, as Gin grabs Kokichi by the throat. He's not even in this game, but it comes down to the next day. As Marin and AV, we go. Way back. We do kind of go way back now, not for nothing. As Paimon confides in Gin, we are down now to your final 3. And once again, nobody has an advantage, and it is a terrible turnabout for Fat Togami. And we can keep going with this crisis, actually, because, once again, final 3, Paimon, Gin, Marin, Little Demon, Sin Cara, Racket of Psalm. All teams of 2 are gone. Let's see how it plays out as we proceed again. It is Marin and Paimon take some pictures of the Aurora Borealis before going to sleep for the night. Gin finds a mysterious B-movie script lying on the ground. Not having other things to do, Gin picks up the script and gives it a quick read. Once Gin finishes, his expression seems a bit more twisted. He walks away, never to be seen again. Huh? Oh, remind me not to read any discarded B-movie scripts. Who it gonna be? We are down to your final 2. It is the Little Demons and the Racket of Psalm. Now, if it looked like a Racket of Psalm and it fight like a Racket of Psalm, it win championships like a Racket of Psalm. However, standing in Marin's way is the Little Demons, and of course, if it's got Klee and Klee wants gold again, then if you stop Klee from getting gold again, you got to deal with Alice. And you know what? Hey, I want to deal with Alice, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I think I want Alice to do. Let me stop. Hey, it's your final 2, and we are not going to get frothy here. It is Marin, Paimon, both, or neither, because if they both challenge me and they fail, all grown up, wins via no contest. Who will come out on top? Now, I don't know. I don't know, but we're about to find out together. Will it be Racket of Psalm, Little Demons, both, or neither? It is Paimon strangles Marin after engaging in a fist fight. It may have looked like a Racket of Psalm, and it may have fought like a Racket of Psalm. However, what Klee says goes. And because of that, we have one final terrible turnabout for Gin, Marin. Hey, let me talk to you. Everyone put your ones up. You thought for a second that it wouldn't be the one and only? She came, she saw, and she conquered. She held out, and at the end of the day, she strangled Marin, and now she is tag team champion, not just for herself, not just for Monica, but because Klee told her to. And when Klee tells you to do something, that means Alice is gonna double tell you to do something, so you better get it done. And you know what Paimon did? She got the job done. So all rise. Get up on your feet. I'm gonna get up on my feet too. Hold on, I'm get up on my feet right now. I'm up on my feet. You know what that means? Hey, your winners and new tag team champions, Little Demons, take the win. Okay, let me sit back down real quick. I had to get on my feet for that one. Hey, give me that ending music real quick, all right? And look at that. Because she told me to! Alice, she may have had her strings puppeting this game so her daughter could hold gold again. I think Klee is like a 4 or 5-time tag team champion or something. She's like a really good sleeper pick for, hey, I am kind of that girl when it comes to holding these tag team titles. She know what she doing. She do. Little Demons take these, and I think they've won the tag team titles before. Tonight, as we proceed, in first place was the Little Demons. Marin in second place, third Sin Cara, fourth Sin Cara, and fifth Rakata Salmon. I do want to point out, Little Demons in the final 5 held out against 2 full teams of 2. So big congrats to Paimon. Acknowledge her and acknowledge Alice too. Hajime in 6th, Mizuki 7th, Cassius in 8th, and that brings us actually to our top 6 teams, which just misses out on All Grown Up the champions. Could have almost really won 3 games in a row, because they were holding out tough in the top 12, because Crazy Uncle's down there in 12th. Izuoi 10th, Yuri 11th, and as we said before, top 12 sees Crazy Uncle Large, and there it is. And honestly, Wattpad very good as well. You gotta remember, Wattpad started this thing by getting 8 kills at the same time. Double, so it's rare that I don't think we've ever maybe seen a super kick party initiated by a team, by an actual team of 2. That was very cool, that was very dope, but they could not carry that momentum to the very end. That is our episode. That is the one and only Paimon. Acknowledge her. And you know what it is. Hey, she done it again. We'll proceed again. It started, as I said earlier, not just with XL taking out Chiaki, but then right after that, Toko and Yuri going on a super kick party, Sweet Chin Music kicking 8 people's heads off, which is insanity. But it ended with Paimon saying, because you told me to, Alice, and taking out Marin. Paimon wins, and you can acknowledge her always, then, now, and forever, as she is tag team champion again. Proceed, shall we? Little Demons, as we said, big victors. Paimon, the big victor as well. And lastly, kills had 9 for Toko, 8 for Yuri, again with 3, Fatsugami with 2, oh, pardon me, hiccuped. Hajime with 2, Joe Mama Hendry with 2, Paimon, Ryoma with 2, everyone else with 1 or less. That is our show. That is our tag team finale with just 1 finale left. Who will walk out? I don't think anybody is in a position to win double championships anymore. At least I don't think so. That being said, we will go back to the reaping. Congratulations to the Little Demons. Congratulations to Klee, Monica, and Paimon. And you know, tangentially, Alice, acknowledge her, baby, yes, please. But we have, actually, a fun little fracture ahead of us, don't we? Tonight is AWE Fracture, and we are on the heels of a very hot, episode of, or I guess we're after the heels of a very hot episode of Rebellion this past Friday. Neru made Miku quit the AWE, something she wanted to do anyway, but it had to be done in a match. And she did not go easy on her. Admittedly, neither did Miku, but we saw very clearly, very clearly, that Neru was willing to go further. She brought out thumbtacks. She drove her head into there. She dropped her neck first onto that 2x4 covered in nails. It was sickening, it was disgusting. Then at the end, all in like a very string of 45 seconds this is happening, she brought out a wrench from underneath the ring. We've never seen anyone go into a toolbox underneath the ring, and she just brained Deity Miku over and over again with that wrench until she quit. It was disgusting. It was hard to watch. It was for the sickos. Neru did it for the sickos. And because of that, she is in a golden ticket qualifier tonight, so we'll see if she's able to hold on to that momentum. We have another golden ticket qualifier for the gentleman. On answers, the Flame Tribe, will she join tonight is a big notion, but I think our biggest notion here is the main event. March 7th, will be defending against Ashi. But I don't know if either one of those are actually competing tonight. If you're catching my drift, it should be a show-stopping main event. It should be a phenomenal time. And get ready, because Fracture is coming soon. As time is running out. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you then, and see you next week for AWE. No, that's wrong. For the singles Hunger Games finale, and for no AWE show next week. But we're almost on the road to Ticket to Paradise. So get ready for it. Toodaloo Flight Crew, thank you for watching.